Governor Walker is moving ever closer to a run for president. So we're taking a look now at the week that was for the governor. Political organization created by Walker opened an office in Iowa, the key presidential battleground. His London trade mission was going well, with lots of talk about cheese and Harleys, but it was what he wouldn't talk about, foreign affairs and evolution, that made headlines. Major newspapers also ran stories about why Walker left Marquette University before graduating. Is any of this significant or just a blip on the radar? We're asking Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel Washington Bureau Chief Craig Gilbert, who's at the Hearst Bureau in Washington. Craig, it's good to have you back on the program. Let's talk about Iowa, first of all, where the governor's potential campaign apparatus has opened an office in a suburban Des Moines mall. Why is he so quick on the draw? He appears to be the first candidate to do this. Why is it important for Walker to be there first?
Well, Iowa is a very organization-intensive event, the Iowa caucuses. It's really about the insiders and the activists. It's not a huge percentage of the electorate that votes, so you really got to organize, and it was important to him to sort of get started early in that process. I mean, a couple of things have happened more quickly with Walker than some of us expected. One was how he kind of immediately began ramping up after the election, all the travel, the hirings, the Iowa office, and the other is this sort of boomlet that he's enjoyed since the speech he made in Iowa last month in the media and among kind of political insiders. You got to keep telling yourself it's a long process. It's almost a year before the first votes are actually cast, but it's this kind of early attention and early activity is really important to fundraising above all, and you know, you need money when the race is as long as it is.
So let's talk about his travels. He was in London last week. He makes this appearance at the Chatham House, which is a respected foreign policy think tank. He talks about trade, but he's also asked about foreign policy questions and even asked about whether or not he believes in evolution. So he goes over there, I think, with the goal of trying to, you know, polish his foreign policy experience credentials a bit, but he ends up answering questions or not answering questions that are sort of perhaps a bit awkward. Was this a negative, a net plus for him, or was this a negative, the London experience?
Well, it was kind of a mixed bag. I mean, let's take the foreign policy thing first. I mean, this is a big hole in his resume, obviously, and he's not the first governor to run without any foreign policy experience. We've nominated governors without any foreign policy experience, but you have to be able to talk about foreign policy. You have to sort of have an argument to make about why you're qualified to be the commander-in-chief. You have to have foreign policy advisors. You have to have a foreign policy, and so we haven't, it's early, so we haven't seen any of that yet. He also did an interview on ABC where he was pressed on foreign policy, and I don't think it was a disaster, but it wasn't, I wouldn't say he got through it with flying colors. This is going to be, you know, a bumpy process for him, and it was a little odd to see him at, you know, one of Europe's leading foreign policy think tanks, unwilling to talk about foreign policy, especially when he's asked about it a number of times, even who his potential foreign policy advisors might be. The second thing, of course, was evolution, which I think is a double-edged sword for him. He wouldn't, you know, it's understandably, in some ways, he didn't want to go there when he was asked about evolution. It was sort of asked with a mischievous kind of wink by his British interviewer. It had nothing to do with the rest of the program. But, you know, getting criticized in the national media for being unwilling to talk about evolution is also, you know, it's a mixed blessing in some ways. It probably helps him with evangelical voters who will view his situation with some sympathy.
Craig Gilbert is the Washington Bureau Chief for the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. We appreciate your time. Thanks again for being on the program, Craig. Appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
Our editorial partner, WisPolitics.com, reports that Walker also is polling well in the swing states of Ohio and North Carolina. You can see those poll results and others by following the Walker Watch at WisPolitics.com. Coming up next on Upfront, Congressman Paul Ryan's advice to the governor on running for president. And you can tell us what you think about the big issues of the week by liking and sharing Upfront on Facebook.